Hello everyone. I visited clubs in Prineville and Redmond this week, and I'm excited to tell you about it. But first, I want to give a shout out to Grants Pass Rotary newsletter editor Hyla Lipson, because she's putting these weekly blogs in the club's e-newsletters that are being sent to her members. I've heard that other clubs like Rogue Gateway are sharing these video messages too, and so thanks, Steve Rowe. Glad to hear this. You know, it's all about telling our stories, because when people learn who we are and what we do, who wouldn't want to become a Rotarian? And now, on to this past week. I left home Monday morning for the 5-hour drive to Prineville. Arriving at the Ochiko Overlook, I got the first look at Prineville I've had in nearly 40 years. It was a little hazy from the smoke that has reached this far north, but I couldn't wait to drive into town to see the changes. Crook County has one of the oldest and most beautiful courthouses in Oregon, and the town looks great. Before meeting up with Crook County Rotary President Ken Falgren and his club leaders, I met with my longtime friend and former land use planning colleague, Bill Zelinka. Bill was one of our district's first assistant governors and has been a dedicated youth exchange committee leader for many, many years. Crook County Rotary is another of our small but impactful clubs that makes a significant difference in the community. We rolled up our sleeves at a working dinner where I learned about many of the things the club has been doing about town. Among these are partnering for construction of a bike park and cleaning up a section of Ochiko Creek running through town. Several club members actually put on hip waders and spent a Saturday knee-deep removing trash not accessible from the bank. How's that for an impressive project? Crook County Rotary is a strong supporter of the Dictionary Project. As with other clubs I'm visiting, we talked about how District 5110's new Club Literacy Award program will give the club some help funding dictionaries or any other literacy project of its choosing. The district's new approach this year gives clubs more flexibility to be impactful promoting literacy in their communities. One of the things I learned is that the club very much wants to grow members. Club leaders shared that Kiwanis is active in town and does a more visible job selling itself in the community than Rotary does. I saw some evidence of this in a walkabout town, and I made an observation that Crook County Rotary isn't promoting itself so that the community knows the great work that it's doing. The club is soon going to be installing some park benches, though, and these are going to have Rotary plaques on them, and so it's great to hear, because when we tell our story, well, you know the rest. I attended the club's weekly meeting on Tuesday, helped induct a new member, and then once again recognized two exceptional Rotarians recommended for this honor by their club president. The first was Bill Zelinka for his dedication and years of service, and the second was Carol Benkowski for her dedication and commitment to everything the club does. President Ken Falgren is a Crook County Rotary Charter member, but it took him 34 years to say yes to serving as president. He's a natural leader and an extremely dedicated Rotarian. He and other members agree that the club wants to do more to promote the Rotary Foundation, and I was glad to hear this. So I promised Ken that I'd get back to him with some concrete ideas about how he can accomplish this goal. We'll be talking more about how to use foundation recognition points to create a matching program in the club. So please stand by, Ken. I promise I'll get back to you. And by the way, thanks for giving me that really cool wooden version of the club banner. The high school kids who made it did a great job. Before leaving town, AG Spike Biggers wanted to be sure I visited the Wildland Firefighters Monument in Prineville. With all the fires being fought in Oregon and Northern California, it was more than a little moving to pause and reflect on all those who have given their lives in the line of duty, including those from Prineville and Redmond who perished in 1994 fighting the Storm King Mountain Fire near Glenwood Springs, Colorado. I met with President Andrew Fitch and the Redmond Rotary Club Board Wednesday night, and I want to give a special thanks to Assistant Governor Spike Biggers for joining me at all these Central Oregon Club meetings. Redmond is Spike's home club, and he is definitely one of our most dedicated assistant governors. Clubs and I know we can always count on Spike to help support and strengthen the clubs he serves. So Spike, thanks and a sharp salute to you. Redmond Rotary is really proud of its daddy-daughter dance. It's a fun and effective fundraiser for the club. Scholarships are a big part of the club's community service, as is literacy. The club has traditionally supported the district's dictionary project, but seems open to exploring other ways to additionally support literacy in the Redmond area. And again, I was glad to hear this. A.G. Spike told me there was not enough time for the club to tell about all the projects it's done in the community, and that didn't surprise me. There never seems to be enough time at these leadership meetings. I attended the Redmond Club meeting on Thursday and welcomed the opportunity President Andrew Fitch extended to me to recognize visiting Rotarian Sue Fisher-Jones for achieving major donor status for her support of the Rotary Foundation. This was a special moment for all of us. Take a look.
Sue Fisher-Jones, would you please come up here and allow me to bestow this recognition upon you? So much good in the world happens when somebody donates to the Rotary Foundation, and when you give at the level that you've given, your generosity is an incredible thing, because you've given to somebody whose name you don't know, whose face you've never seen, and whose story neither one of us know, but you cared enough to show that every human being is worthy of special recognition and of our compassion as Rotarians. So with that, in behalf of the, let me pull this crystal out and not drop it, the trustees of the Rotary Foundation, it's my sincere honor and privilege to give you this crystal and to thank you for the donation that you've made. You're a peacemaker, because it's not about the money, it's about what the money does, and the wells that will be dug, the schools that will be built, all of the polio drops, and on and on and on, are because of your generation, your generosity, and the generosity of so many people in this room that share the values that we share. So I'd like to give you this crystal, okay, and I would also like to give you your major donor pin.
At each of these club visits, I share a personal story about how Rotary can impact our lives. And then I recognize two exceptionally inspirational Rotarians called out by their club president. Thanks, President Andrew, for helping me recognize Ryan McNulty and Liz Ferrugia for all both of them do to make Redmond Rotary a special club. Well, this wraps up another week on the District 5110 Rotary Road. I've now visited 21 clubs and am reminded over and over, if you've been to one Rotary club, you've been to one Rotary club. Each are different, unique in their own way, but as our vision says, all are united to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Well, everyone, that's it for this week. So until next week, let's dream big, have fun, get stuff done, and be the inspiration. Bye-bye.